Hey, sexy people. There is a procedure that thousands of women are paying up to $2,500 for, and they're doing it again every single year just to feel more pleasure in their bodies. It involves needles in your vajayjay. And I'm here to ask, what if you didn't need any of that? What if everything your body needs to feel alive, responsive, and deeply pleasured you already have access to? Stay with me for a minute. Because today we are talking about the O-shot, what it is, why it falls short, and the holistic toolkit that does what a needle never can. Hi, I'm Taylor K. Sparks, founder of organicloven.com, certified in both holistic aromatherapy and human behavior, and a sexual health and wellness educator. I've been cited as a sex and relationship expert in Forbes, Oprah, Cosmopolitan, GQ, Women's Health, Glamour, and over 300 articles. I've built my entire practice on one truth: your body is not broken. It's often just under-resourced. So let's talk about what the O-shot actually is. O stands for orgasm, and here's the procedure in plain language. They draw blood from your arm, spin it in a centrifuge to extract what's called platelet-rich plasma, or PRP. Then they apply numbing cream to your vulva and vaginal area. Then they inject that plasma directly into your clitoral hood and the interior wall of your vagina, the G-spot area. The idea is that growth factors in your own plasma will stimulate tissue regeneration, increase sensitivity, improve lubrication, and enhance orgasm. It's also marketed for urinary stress incontinence. And look, I understand the appeal. Women have been dismissed about their sexual pleasure for millennium, right? The fact that there is now a procedure specifically designed to address it, I get why that feels revolutionary. But here's where I need you to slow down with me and let me be aware with you. I'm not going to wave the FDA flag as my argument here. If you've ever been up late at night and caught one of those commercials that say, "Have you or a loved one taken drug X, Y, and Z?" you may be entitled to compensation. You already know that FDA approval is not the gold standard that it's marketed to be. Vioxx, OxyContin, Fen-Phen, Zantac, all approved, all later pulled or restricted after causing widespread harm. So no, my issue with the O-shot is not that a regulatory body hasn't stamped it. My issue is that the evidence is thin, the results are widely inconsistent, and it treats a symptom while completely ignoring the cause, which is a common way of most regular medical solutions, right? They discover a problem and they focus only on the symptom and medicate to fix it instead of looking at the whole body to see what is causing this symptom to appear, which is the holistic way of supporting the body. So most of what supports the O-shot comes from small studies and anecdotal reports, not robust long-term research. Some women swear by it. It's okay. Many report no change at all. And the cost, we're talking $1,500 to $2,500 per treatment, almost never covered by insurance. And the results, if you get any, typically fade within 12 to 18 months. So you're back on the table and writing another check after a year or so, on a loop, in and out. But most importantly, it does nothing about the root cause. It doesn't ask why your body became less responsive. It just injects a short-term stimulus and then they send you home. That is not healing. That's a Band-Aid with a very, very high price tag. So let's talk about what's actually going on, because diminished sexual response doesn't happen at random. And here are the real culprits. Declining estrogen, which we talk about, right? Especially in perimenopause and menopause. Thins vaginal tissue and reduces lubrication. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, which then suppresses libido at the hormonal level. Poor circulation reduces blood flow to the very tissue that needs it most. Chronic dehydration directly affects the moisture in your vaginal tissue. Sleep deprivation tanks your body's natural repair and regeneration cycles. And disconnection from pleasure itself, going long stretches without arousal, creates a biological feedback loop that actually shrinks your capacity for it. Now, what if I told you there are plants, practices, and daily habits that speak directly to every single one of those causes? Let's get into the good stuff, shall we? First, water. I know it sounds simple, but you have to stop fighting this one simple thing. Vaginal tissue is some of the most moisture-sensitive tissue in your entire body. Chronic dehydration directly causes dryness, thinning, and reduced sensitivity. More water means more natural lubrication, more elastic tissue, more sensation. This is your non-negotiable starting point, and it costs you nothing. I don't know what you have to do to like water more, but be a grown-up, stop acting like a 2-year-old, add lemon or fruit, not juice, real fruit, use a straw, carry it around and sip on it throughout the day. Next, pleasurable sex. I don't care if it's solo or partner. Regular arousal increases blood flow to the genital tissue. That blood flow maintains thickness, sensitivity, and natural lubrication over time. And orgasms release oxytocin, which actively reduces cortisol. Pleasure is not a luxury, it is a biological medicine. And if you go long stretches without arousal, your body starts to wind down that capacity. So keep the conversation with your body open. Now, let's talk plants. Flax seeds are the highest dietary source of lignans. They're plant compounds that convert to weak estrogens in your gut. They are among the most well-studied foods for hormonal balance in women. Grind them fresh and add them to everything. Smoothies, oatmeal, salads, simple, affordable, and genuinely effective. Maca root. This one is powerful and deeply researched. Maca doesn't contain estrogen. It supports your endocrine system in producing its own. Clinical studies have shown consistent improvements in libido, sexual dysfunction, and mood, particularly in postmenopausal women. It has been used for thousands and thousands of years for exactly this purpose. Ashwagandha. This adaptogen lowers cortisol, gently raises testosterone in women, and has direct clinical studies showing measurable improvements in arousal, lubrication, and orgasm frequency. If stress is stealing your pleasure, and for many of us it is, ashwagandha is your most direct intervention. Cortisol and desire cannot fully coexist. Ashwagandha tips that balance back in your favor. Marshmallow root. This herb is deeply underrated in sexual wellness conversations. It contains something called mucilage, which is a soothing gel-like compound that hydrates mucous membranes from the inside out. So taken as a tea or a supplement, it supports vaginal moisture systemically. Applied in a serum or oil externally, it is one of the most soothing remedies for dryness and irritation you can find. CBD, topically or internally. Applied to the vulva, CBD increases localized blood flow, reduces inflammation, and relaxes smooth muscle tissue, all of which enhance sensitivity and comfort during intimacy. Research also points to the endocannabinoid receptors in genital tissue that respond directly to cannabinoids. Also, taken internally, CBD reduces anxiety, one of the most common libido killers, supports deeper sleep and lowers systemic inflammation. And finally, sleep. During deep sleep, your body produces human growth hormone, which does naturally what PRP tries to stimulate artificially. Tissue repair, collagen production, cellular regeneration. Consistently poor sleep is one of the fastest paths to diminished sexual response and one of the most overlooked. Rest is not passive, it is repair. And if you want to go even deeper, add vitamin E oil topically for tissue elasticity, evening primrose for vaginal mucosal health, red raspberry leaf to tone pelvic tissue, and make sure your zinc and magnesium levels are where they should be. Both support testosterone production and tissue health in women. And you got to cut back on the alcohol. It is profoundly dehydrating, disrupts your sleep, and suppresses sexual response even in moderate amounts. So here's what I want you to take away from all of this. The O shot is, in many ways, a medicalized shortcut marketed to women who were never told that their bodies are remarkably capable of self-repair and regeneration given the right inputs. Women who were taught that their pleasure is complicated, fragile, or requires a clinical solution. It's not. Your body is intelligent. It is responsive. It is designed for pleasure. When you give it hydration, rest, the right plant allies, and regular intentional connection to your own desire, it remembers. It comes back online, not just for 12 to 18 months before you have to start all over again, but for good. If this resonates with you, drop a comment and tell me, which of these are you already using? Which ones are you trying for the first time? I read everything. And if you are ready to go deeper into your relationships, your desires, your full alignment, I offer one-on-one sexual wellness support and, of course, ethical non-monogamy navigation coaching. And you can book a 20-minute strategy session at organicloven.com/coaching, because you deserve a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. Until next time, your love, your rules, and your freedom. Bye-bye.